All right. Greetings. Welcome back to Black Bear News, where everything is connected. I'm going to turn on my camera. Thank you all for being here. I thought I fixed my video problems yesterday, but maybe not. But, oh, well. We'll just roll with it today. Sorry for my lateness. You know. There's a lot of buttons to push, and I have a lot of technical things going on. Luckily, it's not super as hot today, right now. It's not super hot. So hopefully that'll help the stream, because it seems like my computer is just like bugs out anytime it's... Now my computer bugs out anytime it's over like 85 degrees, or... It seems like it doesn't take much. But anyways, yeah, I see my video is still kind of wonky, and I apologize. We'll just roll with it today, and I'll try and figure out what's going on tomorrow. TCR says that your UV was 1, and now it says 4. Well, hey, let's check out the UV. Let's check out what the UV is, what they're saying on the forecast center. Let's see, where is it? It's somewhere in here. I know it is. Here we go. Well, according to this, Washington is supposed to be at 7 today by noon. So you're already in, you know, by noon you should be in super high, way too high UV. Yeah, I like this handy dandy little, the UV meter. Yeah, I know the sound is only. I just, there's a lot of things because I'm trying to do various streams, and I'm using another. You know, I've switched back to StreamYard for a second. Everything's kind of wonky for a bit, so I apologize. It is what it is, but we're live on YouTube, Rockfin, and on Callin. Callin is an app where you can listen to the show as a podcast. You can also call in. Fair warning to my YouTubers, I'm going to sign off after, 5 or 10 minutes. So you can watch the rest of the show on Rockfin. The issue is that I can only say so many things on YouTube, so I can only go so far. And the way my brain and my mouth works is that I inevitably start saying things that are probably too risque for YouTube. So, and it's hard to know when you cross the line these days. But we'll start with something nice and innocuous. And not so innocuous. The Supreme Court another, this is, we're just getting peppered with decisions from the Supreme Court. And some people are like, yay, and other people are like, oh my God. Seems to be where all the action is, because there's zero action going on in Congress, the Senate. The Biden administration is just ground to a dead halt. The only thing they can do, it seems, is send money to Ukraine. It seems the only thing that they're capable of doing these days is sending money from you, the hard-earned, hard-working taxpayer, to Ukraine, and giving you absolutely nothing in return. And this is okay. So obviously, this is not good if you care about protecting the environment. But I also feel like this is a bit of a misdirect as well, because the Biden administration is not really, they've made promises and commitments, and they care about climate change, but they're doing two things at the same time. They're talking out of both sides of their mouth. They say they care about climate change, but they're also allowing for drilling to go on, permits to be granted. It's actually a court that blocked some leasing in the Gulf of Mexico for oil drilling, that the Biden administration was going to, here you go. And it took a court, not the Supreme Court, but a district court, to block that and say, like, hey, we're supposed to be caring about climate change and not destroying the planet. So no. So it's a very convoluted, mixed up kind of a situation. And then you have the Supreme Court coming in and saying, okay, EPA, you don't have the power to limit climate change. Well, if the EPA was even doing its job to actually, the EPA is a wholly captured agency, like many other agencies. And they're not really, they're not doing the job that they're supposed to do. They're not doing the protecting that they're supposed to do. So if they were even going to do something about climate change, the Supreme Court is saying, nah. And this is the way that it's going to go. I'm guessing, and a lot of other people are guessing pretty rightly, that this is the way it's going to go. We in the last few years, many people have said we have limited time to take action on the climate. And, for a second there, it looked like the nations of the world were like, oh my God, yeah, sure. And then they put out, a bunch of weak sauce, milquetoast endeavors to try and do something about climate change. And then they're walking all of those back for various reasons, whether it's the Supreme Court or the war in Ukraine or energy independence or, the economy. People can't be paying $6 for gas, right? So let a good emergency come up, for industrial civilization or a current capitalist paradigm. Let a good emergency come up, and it's like, oh, climate change, I don't know. We can't worry about that right now. That's how it's going. So real quick before I look at this. Yeah, I'm aware of all the, thank you guys though for letting me know about the technical difficulties. I get it. I understand. But it's good to know what's going on. Or otherwise I can't really fix it if I don't understand what's happening. But But this is the best way for me right now to be able to do a couple of streams. Denver Attaway says, as oil companies report record profit, of course. You know, it's going to be do the immediate thing all the way to the end. And most of that immediate thing is going to be, how can we scrape, you know, how can we bilk, siphon, extricate all the money that we possibly can into the coffers of the corporations and the people in charge. That's pretty much how it's going to go to the very end. Russ Taylor on YouTube says Joe Manchin owns a coal mine. A coincidence? Yeah. So yeah, this is a, you know, if you thought that something was going to be done about climate change, this is kind of a nail in the coffin of your climate change. Your climate change hopes are in a coffin, laying down, getting all. And the Supreme Court and the powers that be, and pretty much just how things are going to go. The Ukraine war and inflation. Somebody just nailing those nails deeper into the coffin there. We're not getting out of this. The decision risks putting the U.S. further off track from President Biden's goal of running the power grid on clean energy by 2035. Supreme Court on Thursday sharply cut back the Environmental Protection Agency's ability to reduce the carbon output of existing power plants, a blow to the Biden administration's plans for combating climate change. Which, you know, the Biden administration is like, oh no, oh darn. Vote was 6-3 with Chief Justice John G. Roberts Jr. writing for the court's conservatives, capping carbon dioxide emissions at a level that will force a nationwide transition away from the use of coal to generate electricity may be a sensible solution to the crisis of the day, Roberts wrote, referring to a court precedent. But it is not plausible that Congress gave EPA the authority to adopt on its own such a regulatory scheme. Huh. Didn't they pass something like a bill, infrastructure bill? I don't know. Justice Elena Kagan, writing for the dissenters, countered the court appoints itself instead of Congress or the expert agency, the decision maker on climate policy. And that's actually, I got to agree with that. Wait, you know, we did declare a climate emergency. We did declare that it was something that we needed to do something about. There is, you know, some political will for this in the Biden administration, but the Supreme Court is just going to say, nah. It also conflicting, though, with the lower court decision to block drilling permits in the Gulf. And that court decision saying, wait, we said we cared about climate change and you guys want to drill in the Gulf. It's all over the place, guys. The decision risks putting the United States even further off track from President Biden's goal, blah, blah, blah. This is a perfect storm of neoconservatism, though, just getting ready to run amok. And as you know, as all, you know, most prognosticators envision a red wave in November. And then you're going to, you know, what happens when you got a majority, House, Senate, conservative Supreme Court, you get a super duper lame duck Biden administration that's probably only going to capitulate. And, the time will tell whether I'm wrong or not, or whether other people are wrong or not. But look for a whole lot of capitulation by the Biden administration. Not a lot of fight. They have a majority right now, and there's not a lot of fight for anything. They're fighting amongst themselves. They're fighting Joe Manchin, but when Republicans come into power, well, then they'll have the perfect foil. These mean old, bad old Republicans, oh my. We just can't seem to get anything done. If you only would vote blue in 2024, we could finally do something that we couldn't possibly do when we had a majority. And I think people are seeing through the game. Anyways. Democrats, I think the jig is up for this little game. I think people are starting to get wise. One more thing for the Rockfinners, for the YouTubers, and I'm going to sign off on YouTube, and you can watch the rest of the show on Rockfin. Endless heat wave in Japan. Isesaki 40C, and this is from yesterday, I believe. Yeah, no, 2 days ago. 39 in Kiryu, 39.4C Maabashi. Oh, that was 39.5C in Kiryu, 39.3 in Hatayama, 39.1 in Otsuki. 6 all-time records broken. 120 monthly records broken. Serious heat wave in Japan, and there seems to be serious heat waves all over the place. All the time. All the ding-dang time. Guys, give me 1 second. All right. Sorry for the dead air. Just checking something. So I'm going to sign off on YouTube now. Sorry for the short stream, guys, but you can follow me on Rockfin. You can watch the rest of the show on Rockfin, or you can listen to the rest of the show on Call-In, and you can even call in and voice an opinion or a thought on air, if you like. All right, YouTubers, one more thing before I go. You can support the channel at the links below. Thank you for all my supporters in the past and in the future and in the present. And if you want, a really good way to support the channel is to subscribe to me on Rockfin or Patreon. Those are good ways. Venmo is also a good way. I don't know, PayPal is good for now, but I think I'm going to have to switch my PayPal account up, so maybe it's not a good thing, but it's a good thing for a couple weeks. All right. To those of you on YouTube, enjoy your day, and hopefully I'll see you on Rockfin.